Welcome, traveler, to Class&Cool, where campfires crackle, steel sings, and legends are forged one pull at a time. Tonight, we venture into forgotten ruins, brave, dangerous dungeons, and chase rare loot across wild frontiers. Allies may rise, enemies may awaken, and the next epic story could begin with our very first step. Ready your spells, sharpen your blade. The adventure starts now.
All right, welcome back to Class&Cool. Happy Saturday, or technically it's officially Sunday. It is a super late night. Hope everybody had a great weekend. And yeah, we are back to the Monsters and Memories Community Open Playtest. Wow, that was a mouthful. For those of you that don't know, there's been a playtest from May 29th till June 7th. So June 7th is today. The playtest is going to be running through 1 p.m. unless on the Discord they say they're going to extend it till Monday, but you know, they do that sometimes, but I don't know if that's going to happen this time. So just expect the playtest to end at 1 p.m. Eastern time on Sunday, June 7th. Yesterday, we had a great time in Monsters and Memories. For those of you that don't know what Monsters and Memories is, it's a self-funded, or I would say unfunded, project of just indie devs that are literally casual gamers just like you and me that came together with an idea of saying, hey, you know, everybody has made, and this is just, I'm interpreting it my way. So when I say this, hey, you know, everyone's always trying to make the WoW killer for over 2 decades, and people forgot what EverQuest brought to the table, and what World of Warcraft was built from was the core that EverQuest provided. So this is kind of like a return to the golden age of MMORPGs, where it's slower paced, where the reward of progression is felt. It's basically felt, right? Every level matters. There's more risk. There's more danger. So that's kind of like the core of Monsters and Memories. The game's been in development officially for maybe like 4 or 5 years. And I mean, literally this project started on Twitch, where a loving robot, aka Sean, and a couple other dudes got together and they popped open Unity and they just started poking around. So it was all done on stream. There's, I think, over 1,000 videos of them just developing the game with people on Twitch. So now we're getting close to early access. They're going to be launching in October of this year. And right now this is just a community beta test. They throw these beta tests so people can come in, check it out, provide feedback, and that's what we've kind of been doing. Yesterday we had a good time. I made it to level 10 on my Beastmaster, a Wood Elf Beastmaster. We finally got dual wield, so now we're dual wielding swords. I also was able to confirm that you can level up your pet. So there's pets that you can summon, and then there's pets that you can charm, basically. So like if you charm a, you know, rat, you know, that rat becomes a part of you, right? And it levels as you go. You got to feed it, you got to take care of it, you got this bond. So we have a wolf, and he's been leveling up alongside with us. It's been pretty cool. I'm excited to see how this class evolves, but so far it's feeling really good. So today's going to be hopefully not too long over the night. Last night was obnoxiously long. You know, we were soloing, and then out of nowhere we just got invited to a group, and 5 hours later it's like, all right guys, it's like we have to force ourselves to stop. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm excited to show you, or kind of go on a continuation of this adventure, and then close out the beta playtest on a positive note. So it's been a blast. So yeah, without further ado, oh yeah, one last thing. I wanted to thank all of you members, the legends, as I like to call them. Again, this channel is not for money. I'm not trying to grow this channel. It's kind of just growing organically from people that want to come and hang out with me. But nevertheless, I still think it's the right thing to do, to thank the people that are members of the channel. I would never ask for that. I would never ask for donations, right? I want you to keep your money and put it to good use somewhere else. So while I appreciate it, you know, just know that that's never asked for. It's never expected. So we're just here to chill. Like, honestly, that's all I want to do, is hang out with the boys, play some classically inspired MMORPGs, and just relax, right? Nothing high octane, nothing crazy, just chilling. So without further ado, let's get right into it. All right, so I got the 6th sword yesterday, and I already had a bronze short sword, so that's what I'm rocking right now. And then there's my pet, Mr. Direbane. Let me make him follow me. So really quick, before we get too deep into it, I found this very curious. If you've been along for the ride, we've been chilling in Faelindral, which is the Wood Elf city for the Wood Elf city. And one thing I noticed the other day when I was logging off is that apparently the city has expanded, and right now we are in an unfinished part of this city. So this is somewhere where they're still putting items down. There's no NPCs over here. It's basically completely barren. And I thought that was pretty cool. And I wanted to look around with you guys. So it looks like maybe they're going to put a secondary bank here or something. Maybe some kind of inn or seating area. Again, I have no idea. I just kept going up and up and up, higher up in the city. So I would assume this is some kind of inn over here, since there's a cooking section. You know what? Give me a quick second. Okay, I'm back. So yeah. Just want to see what else is over here. But anyways, hope everybody's having a chill night. Go ahead and open up the chat. Where are you? Oh, okay. Yeah, FYI, I delayed the stream, so apologize for the late stream. Yukator said, have a good stream. Thank you, Yukator. I appreciate you. Good to see you. Opero Blanco said, I went with the Beastmaster as well, using two-hand sword, though. That's pretty sick. Two-handed weapons are really cool. Dan Molina, cheers to you, brother. Cheers. Kuramura said, hey boys, what's up, brother? Adrian said, rogue ganking on PvP is fun. Oh yeah, and by the way, for those that don't know, even though Monsters and Memories is a PvE experience, they do have a PvP server that you can try out too. I honestly was intrigued, and I wanted to try it out myself. So one of these days. I mean, I used to play Dark Age of Camelot and Classic WoW, and I did do PvP when I was on Valenczek, either Talonzek or Valenczek. Like way back when. I was like 11 years old when I was on Valenczek. And to your point, Adrian, ganking, rogue ganking was super fun. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Country Boy, thank you, brother. I saw your message. I have not even checked my email today. I've been on the road, which is one of the reasons why I started so late. It's 1 a.m. Eastern right now. Dang, so this is going way up high. I'm curious. I wonder what they're going to be building up here. So, see, there's like no lighting here, nothing, no NPCs. Yeah, I've never been to this part of the zone. I think this is the highest building. Yep, this is the highest building. So nothing else really to see here. Let's try not to fall to our death. That should be the land of the living over there. Yep, let's go back to the land of the living. Yeah, so I don't know. I heard rumors. So this is them just expanding the rest of the city. So who knows what they're gonna put up here. But the other question is, where are they gonna put the player housing? And I believe I heard them saying that they might have a even higher portion where you go up to another level and the player housing is going to be on the rooftop, like the treetops. But I'm not sure about that. Either one is going to be cool. Whether they decide to do player housing here or somewhere else, sounds cool to me. Yeah, I'm actually surprised I've never been over here. It's completely vacant and barren. There's no NPCs. There's no nothing here. I'm trying to see how this all connects. Oh, I see what it is. Okay, I know exactly where I'm at right now. So I'm not far from the Druid Guild. And then I think there's another lift right here that was, okay, so see how there's a lift right there? And it goes up. Notice how it goes up in the middle of nowhere. So that tells me that there's going to be another zone on top of this one where they're probably going to do like player housing and even more stuff up there. So this is just like Night Harbor. This is a massive, massive city. So see? That rope tells us that it's going up. Where does it go up to? You know what? Now I'm curious. Let's go check out and see if you can get up there. Hold on, I haven't been to this part of the city either. Let me just see what's going on over here. No. This is where we were at. This is where we were at earlier. But isn't that a lift right there? So I guess maybe there's a lift here. Yeah, we're just exploring right now. Don't mind me, boys. Oh, that's the main entrance. This is the main entrance. That's the main spot right there. Yeah, so this is all unfinished. Okay. Let me run an experiment really quick. This is probably a terrible idea. Can I jump into the water from up here? Do you guys think I can make it? No, I think I'll land like right there. Hold on. What if I jump from here? Alright, so if I do this and I de-level to level 9, I'm going to be mildly upset, but I'm going to do this for you guys. You ready? Okay. I guess we'll do it on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh, that was close. Oh, that was great. That was great. Dude, that was close though. That was super close. Can't believe we made it. Alright, we gotta sell some of our stuff. So we got a new sword yesterday, so that was cool. Wondering if there's another named mob, because they've been adding a lot of stuff. I wonder if there's another named mob that can drop some good stuff really quick. Faelindral. Oh, thank goodness it's daytime. All right, let's sell our stuff really quick. Rusty axe, rusty dagger, rusty maul. I think everything, we sold everything else, right? Yeah, except for this, I wasted this fire beetle eye. We got a ton of rawhide scraps, so tattered cloth cape, tattered cloth robe. Sell. Oh, and you know what? We got a good amount of money last time. Let me see if we can upgrade any of our armor. Now, Beastmasters, I think they can wear up to leather, right? Tattered leg wraps. 4 AC. 1 stamina, 2 intelligence. Tattered hide, tunic. Nope. That's what I have is already better. Yep, none of this is worth it. The best thing to do in these kind of situations, because you want to go to an area where people are crafting. And the reason for that is if people are crafting, they're typically selling the armor that they create. So, for example, if you go to Night Harbor and you go into the night market, there's a crafting station, right, where people are creating leather armor and bronze and plate and chainmail, etc. So what you can do is you can go to the used armor dealer that's there, and you can buy his stuff. And you'll typically get the armor for a good price, and it's going to be way better than what the merchants usually provide. But I'm not sure if we're going to make it back to Night Harbor tonight. You know, being how late we started, I don't know if I'm down for that kind of adventure. Let's buy some more meat for raw wolf meat. Let's buy 4 more. Let's get some rations and water. Cool. And let me see if we should maybe sell this fire beetle we have left over. Yep, sell that. Alright, now before I forget, we got a new spell last night. It's called Command Kill. Call your pet into action, commanding them to perform a devastating attack. Wait, let me actually put this somewhere else. Command and kill. Okay. We're gonna try that out. I have no idea what it does, but it sounds cool. So we have strike, kick, spirit frost, minor heal, command kill, call companion, savage spirit, that's his buff, patch companion, bear swarm, and then wolf pet tier 2. You know what? We don't need this, so let's get rid of this. Let's use Fear Beast, because that's going to be good for when we need to kite mobs. Hold on, I'm thinking. Sorry, I'm kind of changing my mind here. So we're going to put Patch Companion right next to the heal. Savage Spirit, we're going to... that's good for 1 hour, so we don't need that. Command Kill, we're going to put that over here. Classic EverQuest said, hey, good to see you, brother. Call companion, command kill, savage spirit. Let me think. Is there anything else we need? Call companion. Revive companion. Bestial bond. I think that's all we need, really. Fear Beast. I guess we can use Fear Beast. Let's try that, but that might be. I might need to do that in like an open zone, not in this zone. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. My pet Direbane is starving. So let's dismiss him. Let's call him. And then let's feed him. 1, 2, okay, perfect. Okay, now let's go. What do we not? Oh, you know what we need? We need wood. And instead of chopping some trees down, let me see if this lady sells any wood. One of you do, I know it. Hope you're doing well, Classic EverQuest. If you're having a relaxing weekend. Wood, 23. Let's buy 10. Because that's going to be enough for 2 campfires, I think. Oops. Okay, cool. Alright, now I want to go explore. I need to craft me 1 more torch. Handmade torch. Oops, I just wasted my wood. Okay, cool. Now what? Alright, so I have my wood. I have my torches. I have enough wood for a campfire. I have meat. I have my food and water for myself. I have a boatload of cloth. Shouldn't I put this away? Rawhide is 0.2. No, it's fine. I'm gonna sell that stuff later. Alright, so what was I doing? I said I needed wood, but I technically don't need it anymore. And I want to go over here, so let me think of the fastest way to go there. Probably I need to go over here. Yeah, okay, got it. It's sad that it's the end of the playtest. I always get excited, you know, meeting new players. Like, there's been a lot of people that this is their first time ever trying Monsters and Memories. I even had a couple people saying, hey, this is my first time hearing about the project, watching your video. And I was like, well, that's bad news, bears. Talk about a bad first impression. Sorry to ruin it for you guys. But jokes aside, you know, it's really cool. Whenever you hear that from somebody, you know, definitely something that's cool. Oh, we got the green fog right now. And the rain. Oh, you know what? That means we're not going to be able to get our rested buff. Oh yeah, you know what? I was going to check out and see what's over here. Sorry guys, I'm all over the place, but it's super late, so just kind of go with the flow. So my expectation is that this lift doesn't work because there's no upstairs. Yeah, it's deactivated. But that's what I'm talking about. Where the heck does this go? Because it clearly goes up and not down. Because going down wouldn't make sense. It would be going what, right here? Oof, I almost fell. Hold up. What's up there? Hold on, now I'm kind of intrigued. One day my pet's gonna look. Oh, by the way, this is what a proper Beastmaster looks like. See how she's got the claws. You know, we're slowly getting there. Don't look as cool as her, but you know, dang, she's taller than me too. Handler, Dusklight. What's this? Kennel handler. What is this? Oh, you can put your oh snap, that's crazy. So you can put your pet away in here. So what happens if I just retrieve my pet? Okay, it does nothing. You have to physically come here. So I guess what this might do it's basically like doggy daycare for your pets. Okay, I think I get it. And okay, I'm gonna say something that makes sense and something else that's speculation. So what this clearly is a place where you can put away your pet, because you bond with the animal and then it's yours like forever and it levels up with you. My thinking is that you can put your pet away in here instead of dismissing it forever. So let's say you level this to like level 60. you can put him inside of the den, and then you can go find another animal and start leveling up that one instead of getting rid of this one. Because if I click on it and wait, where's my pet? Oh my gosh, there it is. So if I click here and I do abandon, he's going to be gone forever. If I just hit dismiss, then I can call him and summon him at any time. So what I'm thinking is, like, say if you want to experiment with a different animal, instead of dismissing him forever and getting rid of them, you can put him inside of this den and then go find another animal to tame and to level up. It's just my assumption on what that does, but that's pretty cool. All right, Beast Chill Bond. Let me make sure. I want to see if I missed some spells. So Lull Beast, Polar Alignment North, Revive Companion, Shoot, Strike, Throw. Because also they might have added some low-level spells I didn't know about. And mind you, I'm not buying all of these. I'm only buying the stuff that I need. Tarantula, Swarm Pet. Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything for real. My next spell is at level 12. So the main thing is a command kill I got at level 10. So we want to try that out and see what that does. All right, let's get out of here. Is there an inn anywhere nearby? They need to, that's what they need to do. They need to put an inn around this area. Like somewhere over here. Because there's a lift that goes downstairs right over there. So it would make sense to have another inn so you can get your rested buff. Which I'm assuming it's somewhere here, but I just don't know where. Oh, I never did my audio check. Okay, audio sounds good. Alright, I have no idea, guys, so we're gonna keep going. Okay, well, anyways, I don't see an inn over here, so we're gonna go to the normal inn so we can get our rested buff. See if we can get soul. Oh, nice. Got my two-handed swords now. You can see me running with them. Oh, wait a minute. So there's a rested buff somewhere around here? Oh, it's probably this inn. Yeah, right here. So if you hang out over here, this is like a resting area. Cool. All right, give me a second. All right, we're back. All right, we got our rested buff. We're chilling. Hey, y'all, I need so. Hold on, let me check something really quick. So, Shady Trader. We gotta go to Evershade. So Evershade Wield. Black Wolf. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and go where I said we were gonna go. So I want to go to a wolf cave because apparently there's some kind of named wolf over there. Want to go check that out. Oh, of course, I went the wrong way. Sorry. I went the wrong way. I gotta go up towards the Druid Guild. I could really use upgrading this. If I can upgrade this stuff, I'll be in good shape. Let me check something out really quick. Cloth armor, outfitter. Again, the only reason this would make sense right now is if this guy over here sells some armor that players sold. Okay, yeah, this guy seems to have a lot more. So, tattered wool, tattered rawhide, tattered rawhide shoulder pads. I already have tattered rawhide. Okay, tattered hide. That might, ooh, look at that. That's what I'm talking about. So tattered hide. Does he have some bracers? Tattered hide bracer. That's 3 AC. What else? A belt. Tattered hide belt. Actually, tattered hide belt is worthless because I have this belt on right now. So we're not going to do that. So maybe just 2 bracers. Get a mask too? No, that's kind of worthless. Dang, but the tattered hide shoulder pads are a huge jump. From 2 to 6 is crazy. Let me make sure there's nothing better. Maybe just regular hide. Or rawhide. Nope. I mean, that's a little bit better. Oh yeah, rawhide is way better. Rawhide shoulder pads are better than tattered, so we'll do rawhide. Heck yeah. Rawhide is 4 AC, 8, 3. The belt is 3, which honestly that's not a big upgrade, but let me see what else. Okay, we don't need patched. All right, let me triple check to make sure there's nothing else good. Moldy sandals, what are these? Oh, literally moldy sandals. Ooh, what's this? Oh, blight gnawed crown? Strength, stamina? 10 silver though, that's kind of expensive. And I already have a helmet, but it's a scarab helm. Dude, I'm kind of tempted to buy this. +2 strength, +1 stamina. Okay, let's do this. Let's buy the rawhide, and then we'll worry about it. So, back to the rawhide. Start from the top. I'll get the most expensive stuff first, or the best stuff first, I mean. So rawhide shoulder pads, 8. Okay, cool. Next we're gonna do the mask. No, actually the bracelet. Yep. So we're gonna buy 2 of these. Okay, replace them. Boom. Boom. Oh, cool, it looks better too. You can't really see because I have all the UI stuff up. Okay. So, a sheer warrior, rawhide and rawhide. Okay, sell. So now that we have those bracers, what else do we need? We need the belt. rawhide belt. Yep. Rawhide belt. Okay, don't mind if I do. And then last but not least, we need the rawhide face mask. 3 AC versus 1 AC. Rawhide mask. Oh wait, that's not it. Also gloves. Look, because my gloves are tattered cloth and these are rawhide gloves. That's a huge upgrade. Okay, we got that. Heck yeah. We got rid of the Michael Jackson gloves. Okay, let's see what I got. Rawhide, 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 rawhide. And I still have 12 silver left. What earphones am I using? I'm using Jesse Toples. I'm using like, you know those people that play drums and really any musicians. They wear like in-ear monitors. You can't really read it, but if it's in focus right now, you can see it's specifically for audio monitoring. And the brand is Basin, so B-A-S-N, Basin, because they're based. All right. Good to see you, Jesse Lopez, by the way. Okay, rawhide, we got that. All right, so now if you really want to be extra. Oh, okay, that's actually really ingenious. Yeah, honestly, they're just a lot more comfortable, and I don't want something like big. You know what I'm saying? Like, you probably can't see. My headphones are over there. I just realized my light is messed up. Hold up. So these are the Rode headphones that go with my Rode mic, and they go with my Rodecaster Duo, which is my mixing board. But as you can see, these things are huge, and even though they're great for sound, they're massive and heavy. So if you're wearing it for 5 hours, it's terrible. Whenever I'm working on music or anything like that, they're perfect for audio monitoring. But these do the job, and also I like them because I like to be aware of my surroundings. I don't like this because I can't hear what's going on over there, you know. Because whenever I'm not aware of my surroundings, you know, God forbid, if I ever get in a, you know, situation and I have to reach for my home defense, I want to know what's going on behind that door. So, and you always got to be ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Okay, I know this is extra. And this is probably a bad idea, but here I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So right now, settings, graphics. I have my helm turned off because I'm so tired of looking at this green helmet. You can probably tell why. You know what I'm saying? It's just not a good look for me right now. Like, it matches the rest of my green, but I'm tired of it. Whoops, something glitched. My keyboard just stopped working for a second. The freak. Whoa. My UI disappeared. No. Where the heck is my UI? I wanna. Yeah, that's my issue. I got huge headphones. Okay, hold on one sec. This is annoying. And I want to wear hats when I stream. Yeah, that's huge. I got huge headphones, and I want to wear hats when I stream. It's a bit overkill compared to the other classic MMO. How's this one feel? I'll answer that question in just a second. But my UI disappeared, and I can't seem to get it back, so... Oh dang, that looks dope. But give me a second. It's a great question, and I have a pretty detailed answer, but I don't want to half-ass it, so... Okay. We seem to be back. Are we back? Yo, it did it again. Yo, that's so weird. So, I always turn off my UI and turn it back on, but now it's not coming back on after I reset it. And I don't want to reset the UI, that's stupid. Anyways, so what I was gonna tell you guys is I'm just gonna go all in. I'm gonna spend 10 silver on this. Did I just buy the wrong item? Alright, cool. Darn it, it's dark. So now I got a new helmet, and it's not that green ugly thing. Boom. So now we really got it going on. Perfect. Hey, look at your boy. Heck yeah. Oh boy. Alright, let me see if I can fix this. Actually, you know what? Let me I'm gonna reset my whole client. Almost done. I'm making the launcher repair the game files just to make sure there's nothing crazy going on. gonna mess with it right now, so let's just keep going. All right, so now I'm styling. I feel much better about myself now. So how do I feel about this MMO against other classic MMOs? So I've played Pantheon Rise of the Fallen. I've played Agilent Online. I've played another one I played Ashes of Creation. I've played the other one. What's it called? Project Gorgon. I've played that. There's another one that was made by like this European indie team. I played EQ Quorum, so Project Quorum, Project 1999 EverQuest. I played Turtle Wow. Old school RuneScape. I've tried that. So just to name a few, right? So my go-to has always been EverQuest. And when I say EverQuest, it's usually either Project 1999, which I've been playing since like 2018 or something like that, or Project Quorum, which I think I've been playing since it released. I don't remember if it was 2023 or 2022. I've tried EverQuest Live, but it really didn't give me that vibe that I was looking for, that like progression, that sense of reward. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but I was pretty excited to get this sword and this new look, right? I feel like I've crafted this for the past 10 levels and I've earned every single piece. I feel like I've leveled up my pet and, you know, I've created a bond with it, you know, that I've kind of figured out my play style, that I kind of have an idea of where I want to go, where I want to progress, who I want to meet, where I want to stay, where I want to get away from a little bit, and so forth and so on. I also have like little micro quests. Like just now, I was deciding how I was going to spend my hard-earned money, and before spending it, I was thinking into the future of, yes, but if this, then what happens here, right? If I spend it, will I still have enough money for my spells at level 12, etc., etc. Modern MMOs don't make me think of those things as much. Everything is a lot more linear. All I need to do is follow what the game is telling me to do. It tells me to complete quests. The quests give me the rewards, and the devs have balanced the game around that the rewards will be able to cover all your expenses. So you can basically just turn your brain off and just go for it. Just play the game, you know. Dopamine hits, endorphins go off, but you know, it's good number go up fun, and there's nothing wrong with that. The reason I go back to games like EverQuest is because I want that challenge, right? And some people will say it's like, oh, what, you want the death penalty and you want to D-level, and who enjoys that kind of stuff? Who likes corpse runs? Well, first of all, you don't really need to die. Dying is optional. Like, you can go from zero to 60 without ever dying once. And it's all about how you connect with your character, because if you're not dying, that means that you're playing a specific type of way. You're strategizing, you're thinking before you're acting, etc., etc. I think with my level 57 druid on Project 1999 EverQuest, I got to level 57 and I stopped dying after level 20. After level 20, I was like, whatever I was doing between 20 and 57, I may have died once, and that was like in lower Guk. So dying is optional. Corpse runs are optional, right? Soloing was very prevalent in EverQuest. You know, a lot of people say that modern MMOs offer the solo experience for people versus classic MMOs. They don't do that. They force you to group. The game doesn't have a game mechanic that forces you to do anything. What the game like EverQuest is doing is, and I'm getting to a point with all this, what it is it's providing a world an environment. It's basically like, here's you know, a clean slate or a sandbox to play in, right? You decide your journey. Like, we'll give you the basics, we'll give you your class starter quest, you know, turn in this note, they give you a piece of armor, and then they send you to kill some rats, you know. That's just to get you, just like with any game. But after that, it's you go anywhere you want. You want to go to a level 60 dungeon when you're level 1 and sneak in there and start looting corpses from another group, and because they want to be cool and say, yeah, you can loot whatever's there, sure, you can go for it. You want to start a trade skill at level 1, sure, you can go for it. That's what I like about these classic MMORPGs. And the problem is a lot of these games have failed to do that. I've played classic quote-unquote MMOs where it doesn't even have first-person view. You can't even sit there and begin to try to get immersed into the world. Or they won't have the death penalty. So I feel invincible, and it's almost like a free teleport every time I die. Or you can't attack NPCs, right? Or if you jump, there's no fall damage. Or sometimes there's a wall and you can't jump off anyway, so I feel like trapped. The not being able to attack NPCs and guards, that's a huge one. In Pantheon Rise of the Fallen, you can't kill guards. And it makes me feel like the world around me isn't alive. Not knocking Pantheon, by the way. It's just a fact. It's an actual fact that you cannot attack guards. If you're in your hometown and you're trading with the guard or the banker and you accidentally hit the attack button, it does nothing. Okay. Monsters and Memories checks every single box. For me, that makes me feel immersed in the world. So to go back to your question about compared to other classic MMOs, how does this one feel? It feels like the one. It doesn't feel like... It feels like everything that I just said. It's checked every single box. And it makes it so hard. It's checked so many boxes that it's really hard for me to pinpoint what's one thing that I hope they do to make it feel like they've already captured the feeling. All that's left to do is, like, if I was talking to the devs right now, I said, okay, what should we do now, Class&Cool, to make this feel more classic? Freeze everything as it is right now and focus on expanding the world, expanding NPCs, expanding loot, animations, and all that other stuff. The gameplay loop is there. All the world needs now is more world. That's really all it is. And Brad McQuaid said, I don't want to create games, I want to create worlds. The game's perfect as it is. Obviously, there's class balancing. Obviously, there's new spells that need to be added for some classes, and some stuff feels janky and unfinished. And the game's unfinished. There's literally certain races you can't play. You can't play the high elf. You can't play the deep elf. You can't play the deep dwarf because none of those classes are in the game yet. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if I were to tell them, hey, what should we do from here? Just keep expanding the world, because the game feels incredible already. And I can't say that about any of the other games I mentioned. So either they feel too gamified, or they feel too limiting, or they just don't feel polished, I don't like games that limit me. I don't like games that insult my intelligence and gamify me. I don't like games that respect my time in the wrong way. Monsters and Memories respects my time, but it respects my time in a completely different way. It basically says, if you only have 15 minutes to play, you can log in and you can, go upgrade your gear at the merchant, kind of like we just did, and I could have logged off for the night right there, and I would have had a fresh fit. If I only have an hour, I might come over here, where I'm at now, and try to grind out some solo mobs. Or if I have 3 hours like I did last night, what I might do is I might group up with the boys like I did last night and spend several hours hanging out with complete strangers that by the end of the night we've had so much fun that we're like, oh man, we don't want to say bye, but we have to say bye, you know, because we got real life families. It's like, you guys, you got to friend me, you got to message me, you got like, and these are people I'm actually talking to. And it's not because that's what I do with other games. I'm an introvert. I don't talk to people in games. Like, to like a lot of people will say, oh, it's this is a dumb mistake. It's raining. This campfire is doing nothing for me right now. I'm not looking for a social game. Like, I'm not, oh, I hope they make an MMO that forces me to group. I don't want to be forced to group. Pantheon did that with the Chevron system and it didn't work. I don't want a game that forces me to socialize. Most of the time, I don't want to talk to anyone. The thing is, when you build a world and it feels like a living, breathing world, you end up socializing and grouping by default. That's what the special sauce is with Monsters and Memories, is that all these things about what makes a great MMO, what makes a classic MMORPG, is happening organically and the game's not forcing you to do it. So it's really hard to hate on it and just be like, oh, the game forces you to group, the game forces you to socialize. I don't want to play a game that punishes me for dying or any of this. It's not doing any of those things. You don't have to die. You don't have to group because you can solo. And you don't have to socialize because you don't need to talk to a soul. You know, you can play this like a single player game and still get to level 60. And I absolutely love that about this game. So yeah, that's how I feel about Monsters and Memories. Okay, hold up. Oh. I was looking for my buff. I'm tripping. Savage Spirit. Give me a second. All right, let's see what command kill does. I have no idea. So we're gonna hit command kill. I did something, I guess. Jesse said, "Yes, I want to take care. I want to care about my character and for my journey to feel like my own adventure." Exactly. Exactly. I don't want to rush to end game. Like, right, this is end game for me. What I'm doing right now is end game. I don't want to feel like, oh, the game starts at level 60. That's not a game I want to play then. I don't want to play a game that forces me to grind to level 60 before the fun begins. I want the fun to begin at level 1. Give me a second here. So what is dual wield increased to 3? So yeah, I need to level up my dual wield damage. Okay, give me a second, guys. I need to refill something. Hopefully I don't get attacked while I'm... What the freak? Okay, give me a second. All right, my cat just got home. Give me a second here. Yep, I hear you. Meow, meow. Meow, meow to you too. I'm gonna feed you in a second. Oh, great. Don't climb up here. Crap. All right, I'm back. Goodness gracious. I had I'm surrounded by pets. And thank you so much for that, Jesse said. I'm so glad I just saw your YouTube video and noticed you were live. Amen. I'm super grateful you're here hanging out. I started super late tonight, and there's nothing better than doing this and having some of the boys to chill with, you know. Um, you know, if nobody was here right now, I'd be just talking to myself, which is 99% of the time of 99% of what I do anyways. So it's always greatly appreciated when there's somebody else here to just keep me company. So really appreciate it. And to my earlier point, I just want to say a quick caveat. Each one of the games that I was mentioning, it wasn't for the purpose of comparing the games and saying, see how good Monsters and Memories is compared to these games. It was more so that, you know, those games offer X, Y, and Z. But Monsters and Memories checks all these boxes for me. Somebody might say, have a very similar experience to me, but they might be like, and in conclusion, that is why Adrenaline Online is my, you know, forever game, right? Everybody might have a different in conclusion, right? My in conclusion is Monsters and Memories is my forever game. Adrenaline Online, I think it's amazing. It's a world that I'm going to frequently visit and come back to again and again. You know, Pantheon, Ryzen, and Fallen, it just needs more time in the oven. I had a lot of fun when I played Pantheon, Ryzen of the Fallen, but I left the game because it just wasn't ready, you know. The like Throne Fast, it's not even a city yet, right? And I said once Throne Fast becomes being a city again, I'm gonna come back and try Pantheon Rise of the Fallen again. We all know what happened to Ashes of Creation, so that's very disappointing. Rest in peace. And so forth and so on. Like, for example, Agilon Online has some great quality of life, you know? Like, the game comes with a map. It has, like, a very convenient UI system and questing system, you know? Like, Agilon Online is like a quality of life version of Monsters and Memories. And Monsters and Memories is just, it's trying to throw you into the world, and it's trying not to distract you with anything. It's like you want a map, okay? Create a visual image of the zone as you run around and memorize points of contact. Points of interest, I mean. Which, by the way, I don't know if you were here earlier, but when I was running around the city, I just remember where things are. I remember where there's, you know, vines on the wall, and I'm like, oh, when I see those vines, I know I'm getting close to the medic. When I see the round area where everyone is sitting, that's like, that's the bar. So if I'm close to the bar, that means I need to go up the stairs, and then there's going to be a used armor dealer there and a used weapon dealer there, and I can buy stuff from them. And then I'm like, okay, and if I'm close to there, that means I'm also close to the Shaman Guild. The Shaman Guild is where I can cleanse myself in the event that in the event that I need to just cleanse myself from like other attacks. Sorry, I got distracted. Oh, and if I'm by the Shaman Guild, I'm like, that's where the Beastmaster and Ranger Guild is, because they're next to each other. So you start to get a visual memory of the whole game. Hold up. Darn it, man. Something keeps happening. In real life, hold on. gosh. Okay, I'm back. I'm not sure if I can take all these guys at the same time, but we're gonna find out. Savage Spirit. Minor heal. Okay, let's met up. Yeah, my cat was just knocking over the snacks. I was like, dude, you can just ask next time. Another game to compare this to, not compare this to, but what's another thing people like about classic MMOs? They also like old school RuneScape's number go up game. And notice how my skill at alteration has increased to 44. My bind wound has increased to 13, right? I have all my skills here. So sometimes I'll just log in. I think this goes back to like respecting my time. If I don't have a lot of time to game and it's a weekday and it's a Wednesday and I'm tired and I only have an hour and I just got my dual wield, I'm at 10 out of 55. I might just spend like an hour leveling up my dual wield or my dodge skill or my what else did I recently get? I got dodge, bind wound, parry. I gotta level up my parry skill. So like there's so many, I listed so many different games and each one has something unique about it, and this kind of hits the spot for everything, and it hits it with the immersion because the game doesn't hold your hand, and it kind of forces you to experience the world, not just have a map up with GPS 24/7. You know, it's the progression, it's the armor and weapon scaling. How, you know, I just got upgraded this to Rawhide a few minutes ago, and I already feel the difference that extra AC has made. Right, so there's just so many little things like that. So there's no way I can take all three of them. Let me try to figure this out. Viridian said, I see you got rid of that dumbass bread eating beetle. Oh yeah, the bread eating beetle, that was a nightmare. And not only that, I found out the last playtest that you can level up your pet. So Direbane is at level 9 right now, so which changes the class for me in a completely different way, because now I have like a bond with this pet. You know, I have a reason to level it up. Jesse said, oh, it is using a D&D like system. Yeah, it's kind of like a D&D type system, exactly. Okay, let's see if we can take him. What? I mean, that's one of the things, Jesse, I enjoyed about EverQuest is that it reminded me of a D&D type game. I mean, basically, when it first came out, because I played RPGs back and before that, but it was like Baldur's Gate 1, Baldur's Gate 2, Neverwinter Nights, and I always wanted like a 3D RPG, and back then it was all isometrical, or worse, you know. I'm trying to break this camp up really quick, so give me a second. Trying not to die. What the freak? Where did he come from? Crap. Nice. Dang it. That corpse fell on the rock. It's a beta. Give me a sec, folks. I'm trying to make sure I don't die. Okay, now let's heal up. Bears are awesome. They can eat meat, veggies, fruit, and bread. I love my boy. His name is Nanak. Jesse said rad. Oh, it's like using an old D&D system. Exactly. He said rad. Yeah, it's really rad. It's really cool. Kuramorith, your name is green. Did you just become a member? Oh my gosh. I told you guys not to do that, but thank you. I appreciate that. Hold on. I think you did, man. 1 second. I'm just checking my YouTube members, memberships. 0 days ago. Kormorith, you shouldn't have, dude. Thank you. I appreciate it. Now I'm gonna have to add your name to the list. You're one of the legends now. I'll make sure to add you after the stream, but you really don't have to. Like, I really, like, jokes aside, like, again, if you decide to do that, great. At the very least, you know, there's going to be a link to my Discord in there, so at least you get something out of it. But the only reason I did that is to keep the trolls away. So I figured if I hide my Discord behind a paywall, then random people won't show up and annoy me. But yeah, not to make things more awkward, I'm not here. I don't want to take any money from anyone for any reason. If you do that, that's great. But I'm not like advertising it, you know, so thank you. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you. I appreciate it. You'd never have to do that, you know, but since you did, the least I can do is say thank you. Okay. JOP text, I just found your channel and I am a game maker who takes inspiration from old school games. I'm enjoying your content while I write on my laptop. Hey man, that's greatly appreciated, and hopefully I can be that, you know, third screen keeping you distracted while at work or whatever else you might be doing. So I think there's a named mob over here somewhere. I just don't know where it is. Is this a false wall? This looked like a false wall for a second. I was like, can I run through this? Hold on. Let me see if there's any mud commands. So mud commands are break, push, wall. Did not seem to work. Inspect. Look. Inspect. Cave. Okay. Nothing to see here. But I could have sworn that there's definitely a NPC, a boss mob in here somewhere. I just don't know when he spawns. Tell you what, we're gonna be. There it is. No, it's not. For some reason I thought that was it, but it's just a normal one. Alright, so this is going to be a good opportunity for me to play number go up. So like I said, I don't want to have a crazy night like I did last night. How am I out of wood? What I want to do is I want to level up my dual wield since I just got that upgrade. But I'm out of wood. Dang it, how did I waste my wood just now? Oh boy, oh no. I'm gonna need to take it. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that I'm the tank and not my pet, because he's not good at tanking. He's good at DPS, but he's not a good tank. And then I have to waste mana trying to heal him. Seems like Eminem is basically EQ with minor graphical upgrades. I haven't played it personally though. In spirit, I guess. And there's definitely things that are similar. I think the best way to say it is, I mean, if you're taking inspiration from a game like EverQuest, then yeah, it's gonna feel like similar in many ways. You know, Sean worked at Sony Online Interactive when he worked for EverQuest back in the day. You know, so he was one of the original devs. So it's not a secret that it's supposed to draw inspiration from that. You know, as far as like everything else, they're tweaking the classes, so they're about to load out some class differences that's gonna make form or similarities. Like if you play a druid on EverQuest and you play a druid on Monsters and Memories, you'll find similarities, a similar feel, a similar play style, which by the way, it's supposed to be like that, you know, because a lot of people got a lot of enjoyment out of the EverQuest Druid or the EverQuest Wizard or Enchanter, because, you know, there's the tank, DPS, healer, and then there's the fourth class, which EverQuest did it great, and that's the crowd control, you know. And a lot of MMOs after EverQuest, they got rid of that fourth option. It was basically tank, healer, DPS, tank, healer, DPS. So it is similar to EverQuest because it has that fourth class role. But right now they're going through a lot of class changes, so there's going to be some identity changing, some very unique things they're going to be implementing. And then as far as graphics, so what they went with is a low poly art style with high definition textures. So low poly, so you can say similar to like EverQuest, where they limited each individual polygon to like 64 or 32, something like that. I don't know. But the difference is that they're going to be using high definition painted textures. So like imagine 4K textures of the highest fidelity, and it's hand painted. So like the, what do you call it? Each individual scale here looks like it's reflecting in the sun or in the light, but that's actually shading that they painted on there. So a lot of the textures are unfinished, but once they are finished, then you're gonna start seeing like, wait, is that 3D? Is that lighting? Like, is that a shadow? It's like, no, wait, that's literally somebody painted that, and that's kind of the point. Now, on top of the paint, there is going to be shadows. There is going to be lighting. All the modern quirks of atmospheric effects and occlusion. I forgot what it's called. All the modern things that a modern engine provides that they didn't have back then. So similar, I use Valheim as an example all the time. Super low poly, super pixelated. But because it has all those atmospheric effects and fog and smoke and lighting, it adds so much depth and beauty to the game that you just can't take your eyes off of it. So that's kind of what the end goal is going to be for Monsters and Memories, you know. And there's some places where you can see that they've already polished. What the heck is my cat doing, man? He's like breaking stuff. In some places you can already see where they have polished the textures. I mean, I've been doing these tests, these beta, alpha, whatever tests since for 2 years now. And if I go back to one of my earliest recordings, and I was in Night Harbor City, and I've done this before, I've looked at the city side by side, and there's so much, the city looks so different with some of the newer textures. So I'm really excited for that. As far as art style and graphics, out of all the other MMOs I've played, this has definitely been my favorite one. It's definitely been my favorite one from a graphical perspective, because it feels like something that's timeless, you know, where I'm not gonna have to like worry about it a year from now being like, oh, it's outdated because Unreal 7 came out, you know what I mean? With a graphical art style like this, you can like fast forward 20 years and then still get immersed, which is how I feel about EverQuest, by the way. I feel like every time I play EverQuest, like the first thing that happens when I log in, I was like, wow, do I really want to play a 27-year-old, 26-year-old game? It looks so ugly, right? And then like 10 minutes in, I'm already immersed and I'm like, wow, this game looks beautiful. Staring at every single pixel of the Kelethan Forest. I actually use a texture pack with Classic EverQuest, so everything is like 4K, but still though, you know, there's something about those worlds that is so immersive, and I feel like your brain plays tricks on you and it fills in the blanks of everything that's missing with those lack of pixels. I think the best thing I could compare it to right now is like kind of when you're looking at a painting, you know, when you look at it up close and you can see those thick brush strokes, it looks like a bunch of blobs of nothing. But when you get back, you see, oh, there's a sunset and clouds and an ocean and all this stuff. So yep. Interesting. Thank you for the in-depth analysis. I agree about EverQuest 1. Sometimes I'll log in to roam around. I remember when I first played when I was 12. JOP said, yeah, for sure. I was 11 years old first time I played, so we were around the same age. Yeah, and I'm very wordy when I talk about this stuff, so I apologize, but I don't like oversimplifying. You know, so some of these questions about what does it compare to, I'm like, well, back in my day when I used to walk up and down the hill 2 times to get to school, there was a young lad that I ran into by the sycamore tree, and he used to tell me stories about this game called EverQuest. Anyways, so it's like I go down on these long tangents and stories and stuff like that, and it's just kind of because I don't want to just say it's red or if it's blue or it's black or if it's white. Everything has a shade of gray, you know, and I typically have something positive to say about everything. So whether I was talking to like Pantheon or Atrilin Online or EverQuest or Dark Age of Camelot or World of Warcraft, I focus on the positive of what each one brings to the table. And then at the end of the day, they're all very different, you know. I was playing EQ Legends the other night, EverQuest Legends, the new one that they got going on. And you know, I got a completely different vibe logging in there, and then playing Project Worm, and then playing Monsters and Memories. I've never killed this dude before. Look at this dude, or this gal, a Pixie Dawn. Huh. So anyways, hence why I talk so much when people ask me questions like that. So I apologize if that wasted any of your time. Yo, where's my pet? Uh-oh. Your faction standing with citizens of Faelindral got worse. Your faction standing with Court of Summer got worse. Who did I just kill? Oh no. Citizens of Summer. Citizens of Night Harbor. Oh yeah, citizens of Faelindral. Well, it's fine. Rusty Great Scythe and some bell pepper. Definitely not worth it. Curious, you said you're a game developer, I think. Just found I'm a game maker who takes inspiration from old school. I'm just curious, and you don't have to share this, but what kind of games are you into developing? I think that's really awesome that you do that. And if so, I don't know how much you know about this project, but all the devs, they live stream their development of Monsters and Memories. So if you're ever curious, you know, it's a lot better to hear it from the horse's mouth, and they might even be able to answer some of your questions. But yeah, they're always willing and open to talk about the project and kind of like where they're going and et cetera, et cetera. Crap, I just healed the wrong pet. I meant to heal my pet, not myself. I suck at multitasking, so I'm over here trying to talk to you guys and figure out what to do with my life. All right, let's go sell. Oh yeah, I wanted to get some wood. That's what I wanted to do. And we're gonna sell all this stuff. Okay. How's the paladin in this game so far, Sakagami? I will tell you as soon as I play one. I almost chose a paladin, but I can't tell you because I haven't tried it. Actually, I think I got to like level 3 with a paladin. Anyways, don't listen to me. I can't remember whether or not I played a paladin or not. But it's basically a tank healer DPS type of thing. Other people really like it, I'll put it to you that way. Similar to how they like Shadow Knights and stuff like that. Paladins are really fun. Sagakami Mai, this Pixie looks buff. Look at the 6-pack. Dude, the Wood Elves are ripped. I was looking at the full-size Wood Elves, because that's basically the Wood Elf model. The female one is especially, like, ripped. Let me see. Let me take my shirt off. Okay. I'm not that ripped. I look like I need to eat some food. Yeah. Yeah, for some reason, the female is a lot more ripped than the dude. I don't even have a 6-pack. It looks like I just forgot to eat lunch for a couple of years. I should definitely eat something. Alright, where are we going? Oh yeah, I wanted to chop some trees. Okay, I see some trees. That's one thing I love. I love the draw distance, so I can see where this darn wood is. All right. I think after this, I'm going to leave the zone, and I'm going to go grind in Shallow's Blight. Also, who asked me that question? Sakakami, how's the Paladin? They're going to be doing some massive class changes. Like, some of them are like massive identity class changes and other stuff. Some classes are just going to get more refined and deeper into their role and identity. But there's other classes that are going to change pretty radically. They hope to have all that stuff in gradually before early access. But I'm sure that it's going to continue being pushed even into early access. I think the next patch is supposed to start some of the changes. But let me just double check the Paladin for you since you asked. Alright, let me check Paladin. Gotta get my swimming skill up. Jesse Lopez said, I didn't know they streamed development. Oh, dude, that's the gimmick. that's the whole thing about this team. So there's a reason why it's not just, okay. So it would be really hard for me to be excited for this game if a AAA company was developing it. Or even a AA company. See, you're going to talk to other people in the community and you're going to start to notice like something weird. And is that the community of players, it's like we have a stupid amount of trust for these dudes. Because unlike these big companies, unlike these Kickstarter companies, unlike the GoFundMes of the world and the crowdfunding ones of the world, these are just the boys. These are your friends. When I say your friends, like they're not literally your friends, but these are the type of people that you meet when you're online. Like somebody you've played Call of Duty with back in the day, and you guys just became Discord buddies, right? Or maybe it's your boy that used to come over and play GoldenEye in your basement, you know? Or maybe one of your old World of Warcraft buddies, right? And you guys have similar things and just trolling each other, whatever. Like, these guys are really like kind of like the boys, right? They're not developers. They're not some, hey, look at me, I'm important, right? It's the most casual game development scene I've ever been a part of. I mean, it's literally a dude that was, for lack of a better term, like retired and said, hey, I don't know, man, I kind of want to make a classically inspired MMORPG that I can just live in, exist in, you know, chill, go fishing, and kind of do it in the same stroke as EverQuest, you know, because we all agree on many different things with EverQuest of how that world would just like pull you in, right? So they've been streaming all of this content since the very day, since even before they even had the idea of this game. Like, they literally got the idea for this game through interviews that he was doing. So Sean was interviewing his old co-workers gosh, my cat's literally trying to break in. Hold on. I don't know why he's doing this.
All right, we're live. Thanks for watching the VOD. I'll get someone to let me know if the sound is mixed properly once people come in, assuming people come in, and that will then make life better for those of you watching the VOD on YouTube.
Either you're coming in or you're coming out. Don't bang on the door like that, huh?
Play some spawners.
You want some?
Hey, rascal.
Well, what happened to your head? Good.
Captain
Dude,
Hook, hello.
Do I need to take you to a vet? What happened? You got like some kind of bump right here.
Captain Hook.
You okay?
Is that Captain Hook with
Interesting.
The Lost Boys?
You probably
Captain
just want to say hi.
Peter
Well,
Pan,
hi to
Captain
you
Hook,
too.
or is it
Now you got
Captain Medic?
all this.
It's a medicine show. Hey, Pity, Thadbig, Queech Queech. Hello, Slayheim.
So now you.
Serence. How are the music levels? It's very loud in my ear.
Okay, where was I?
Guten Abend, Cactus Coder.
Oh. Hey, I apologize for that. You probably just heard that noise in the background. That was a loving robot. So this is the dude I'm talking about. So I went to his Twitch so I could explain the context here. So a loving robot, right? So he obviously live streams his stuff about Monsters Memories. He's the lead developer. So recent broadcast from 2 days ago, right? But that's not what's interesting. What's interesting is this started when he started interviewing his old co-workers and other people that worked on EverQuest. And the idea for this game organically happened after multiple streams of him like interviewing people, hanging out with people, and literally in the chat he was like, hey, it would be cool if we tried to do something like this. Like we'd probably fail miserably, right? Because none of us know how to do this and we don't know how to do that. And it was literally 3 dudes that were just like, let's just open up Unity and start poking around with stuff. Let me see if I can go back, view all videos. So does Twitch even tell you how many videos there are? All videos. It's so annoying. I really don't like Twitch. 7 years ago, 7 years ago, 6 years ago. Here you go, 6 years ago. So he's like interviewing guests. He's playing EverQuest and he's literally just interviewing people. Tech director and EP of EverQuest, EverQuest 2 CEO of Tryon Worlds. So, and then looking at Project N lighting. So I think they were talking about Project N or something like that. That's what it was called. Is this Monsters and Memories before it was Monsters and Memories?
This is amazing. I can't wait to play around with this tomorrow. This is great. Were you on earlier when we were talking about the reason why this is on the West Coast?
So, did they call it Project N? Is that what it was called before Monsters and Memories? No. Okay, 5 years ago. Oh, yeah, here you go. Quick run through latest zone. So this is how they started 5 years ago.
Here. I think, yeah.
The little capsules.
Yeah, it's looking better, and all because of like adding one texture. So far we've got one texture where we're like Well, I mean, Ollie's sand texture is forever awesome in my book, but we just have the one this first texture that's come in that's really kind of resonated. So I think that'll help us wrap our heads around what we need to do for other textures and how to have things feel pretty consistent. Different materials like wood and things like that. But I love the painting. You know what? I need to find a way to.
Okay, so that was from 5 years ago, right? So let me see something. Let me go on YouTube real quick. And monsters and memories. Here's their. So they have 1,000 videos. So let's go back to the oldest ones. So there you go. From 4 years ago, because they re-uploaded their Twitch videos. This is where they started 4 years ago. This is Night Harbor.
And that's where we wind up referencing some things like Animal Crossing and Stardew Valley, etc. Like we want we want the world's chronology to play a part in some of what's going on as well. We don't want the zones to feel static.
So he would just.
We want them to feel static enough to always be familiar and you get to know them, etc.
So literally this is him running through Night Harbor, right? And then let me see if he's in Night Harbor on Monsters and Memories, videos. Let me go to wait, what the freak? Ad block. Latest. Where's Night Harbor? Making the Inquisitor class symbol. So they're literally streaming every single part of their development. So this is what Night Harbor looks like now. Let me scroll to the daytime. Okay, so this was 4 years ago.
Don't necessarily, the focus isn't in.
And then this is now. Let me. And this is like a ragtag team of 3 people, and they went from like 3 people to like 10 volunteers to 20 volunteers to, I think now they have like a total of 40 volunteers. What volunteers means is that literally every single person that's participating with this development is just a volunteer. They have full-time jobs, they have families, they have their own things that they're doing with their lives. They're gamers like myself and many other people. They have over 30,000 people subscribed on their Discord. The ones that are like really excited for this, we've all asked. It's like, hey, can we donate? Hey, can we maybe fund something like this? Or hey, do you want to do a GoFundMe? And every single time we're met with the same answer: absolutely not. No, we can't. We not that we can't. They just won't. They refuse to, because part of it is the same reason why we don't like it, because almost every single MMORPG in the past 15 years has been crowdfunded. And Camelot Unchained just came out. How many people donated thousands upon thousands of dollars to that? And then look what they just dropped on Steam. You know, I'm not going to list the other ones because some of the other ones I support those devs, and it's sad to see. But the thing is, once you start taking money from gamers, 2 things happen. One, the expectation and the level of disappointment that you get when those expectations aren't met are increased substantially. And number 2, sometimes the vision is changed because of money, right? And they have to like scale back. And in this case, they're like, we need to focus on making the game that we want to play. We want to make sure it's a world that's alive and fun to be in. And if we start taking your money and your influence, then it's gonna like soil the vibe, I guess, you know. So this is 4 or 5 years of literally 1,000+ videos of Sean, Ali, Zukin, There's a whole crew of them, and they're just live on Twitch every single week, and they'll be sitting there just like working on programming or pixels. So it's literally the most transparent development team. This is Ugin. He's my boy.
Greetings. Silence. Song is gone. What's everyone up to?
So I think he's working on dwarf beards here. He's literally hand painting everything. I think he is rigging. Let me see.
Let's grab these.
So yeah, man. If you rewind 15 minutes ago when I started my little rant, what I was saying is that there's a level of trust that we have for these devs because it feels like you're chilling with the boys. It just feels like these dudes are if we were in the 90s right now, we would be at the skate park with our cameras. We would be recording the stuff that we're doing, listening to like Blink 182 or 9 Inch Nails or 311. We would be chilling, and I think somebody just fell out of the sky. And they're just chill dudes. They're really chill dudes. They're not asking for anyone to give them the money. They're just trying to make a game, and so many people see the vision, and they just joined and say, hey, do you need a this developer, this kind of developer? And I don't know, man. It's just I don't have like good words to explain it because it's just going to turn into a glaze fest. But they're just really chill dudes, and unlike all the other development teams, some of them are cool, or maybe they have like a cool PR person, but otherwise they feel like out of touch or they don't listen. These guys listen to feedback, constructive feedback, not just any feedback. That would be a big mistake, because even MMO players don't know what the heck they want. They think they know what they don't like, but they don't have a solution 90% of the time to the problem. They just like to complain. All right, let's go sell. So anyways, if you want to learn more about the project, you should really just check out Monsters and Memories on YouTube, because they have all of their videos, and then you can kind of go down the rabbit hole of figuring out which dev is who, like who's the lead, who's not the lead. And here's the thing, it's kind of hard to tell who's the lead, because they don't, like Sean doesn't go on stream and be like, welcome to today's stream, I'm the lead developer of Monsters and Memories. Like he doesn't act like he's the lead of anything. He literally acts like, I'm just some dude that's gonna rant about some stuff about this game I've been working on with my boys, and you guys are probably gonna clip it, and then I'm gonna get myself in trouble with my boys because they're like, dang, why did you say that on stream? That was a secret. Like it's that kind of vibe. Like there's no PR team, there's no HR team, there's no like it's like shooting from the hip, basically, like sometimes trolls will enter the chat and be like, this game sucks, it looks like my foot from 1999, and he'll be like, oh man, you shouldn't talk about your mother like that, that's not nice. Actually, he wouldn't insult somebody like that. I would personally be like, oh dude, come on, man, don't say that about your mom, she's a nice lady, you shouldn't talk about her like that. Oh man, but yeah, no, it's good times, man. It's really good times. All right, I need to sell my stuff really quick, and it's about to be nighttime, and I need to catch up with the chat. So I'm also teaching myself. I didn't know they streamed their development. Jesse said I'm also teaching myself Unreal to make my own AARPG/MMO. I do want it to feel closer to classic MMOs, however, without tab targeting. Hey, by the way, lo and behold, look at everything we just talked about, right? Hopefully this motivates you, because there's some people on the team that had zero development experience, and I'm not going to name any names, right? But if you talk to them today, you'd be like, oh, you've been a developer for over a decade, huh? So I'm not gonna call any one individual out, but there are some people I know on the team. Actually, I'm not even gonna say that. Let's just say that there may or may not be allegedly someone on the team that didn't have any prior development experience, but now if you watch them, it's like a master at work. JOP. So if that doesn't motivate you, you know, JOP TK said, I'm working on an RPG which currently is an ambiguous system. Oh crap. So ambiguous. Okay, let me start. I think I'm really far behind. I'm working on an RPG which currently is an ambiguous system, building up the unique zones, races, monsters. Currently, I am determined to make something that nobody has ever seen before. Jesse Lopez, that sounds really interesting. Jesse Lopez, thanks. I want to hear more about what you're developing. What engine are you using? Oh, that's so cool. You guys are both talking about the development stuff. Who knows? Maybe you two partner and you create the next best MMO. JOP said, I'm working on the lore side right now, not the mechanics. I want to have a clear vision of the races, map, creatures, and how they interact before I make anything in depth on the hardware side. I love that. I love where you're coming from with that, because like I'll use EverQuest as an example. When I look through, sorry, let me turn that off. Like when I look at this and the hand-drawn maps for the cover art, you want to kind of just create that living, breathing world in your imagination before it ever becomes a single pixel. Because the cool thing is, once you start doing illustrations and stuff like that, you can basically superimpose your ideas in digital format. Like you can have your, and by the way, that's what a lot of this game is. A lot of this is concept art. They took the concept art and then Zukin and the other graphical people, they started basically superimposing it into digital format, pixel by pixel, brushstroke by brushstroke. I'm working on lore side right now. I'm working on it every day. It's actually mildly maddening as a single person making it. Haha, yeah, I can feel you on that, Jesse. Lopez said, I'm gonna go on a rabbit hole of watching their streams now. Yeah, well, definitely check them out, you know, because here's the thing. I'm not affiliated with them. I'm not part of the dev team. Everything I say on this stream, some of it may be very knowledgeable and good, but I also, like, because I'm not a professional anything, I'm just like some random dude, I don't want to ever paint this game or any other game in a bad light. Like, these devs are working really hard to create their passion projects. So, you know, I just, it's better to hear these things from the horse's mouth instead of having me try to regurgitate what they are or what they're not doing. I seem to have a very good grasp on what they're doing. I mean, I've been following Sean for like 4 or 5 years, and I've been streaming this for like 2. But still, like, I'm not like a min-maxer. I'm not a tryhard. I'm not somebody that like sits there and dissects every single part of what they do. So I'm gonna miss stuff. I'm gonna misrepresent stuff. And you know, there's even other content creators that have really done a deep dive into what this game's vision is and what it's capable of now, what its limitations are. And I'm not really that dude. For me, the way I test games is can I get lost in the world? So like where other gamers, when they go into a beta or an alpha or an early development of a game and they say, well, they want to be a beta tester, the way they test the game is they try to break the mechanics, they try to uncover bugs and glitches and pathing errors or class balancing, spell and weapon DPS balancing. That's how they test the game. For me, the way I test the game is, can I get lost in the world? Can I just go off onto a random adventure? And it doesn't have to be killing mobs. It could be fishing. It could be crafting. It could be just exploring. You know what I mean? Finding a random high-level dungeon and convincing the group that's there to let me loot the fine steel sword so I can get some early level platinum, right? Can I get lost in the world? That's how I test these games, and this game has done a great job of helping me get lost. Kuramura said, anyone else hear that VOD playing? LOL. Oh yeah, my bad, guys. Jesse Lopez said, I'm currently doing the same thing because I got the basic movement and basic attack made, but I wanted to create a starter environment. I'm excited to see it, man. I hope from both of you, Jesse and JOP. So if you guys ever come back to visit and you want to share it with the chat, please don't ever hesitate. I'm always happy to promote and, you know, just say a nice thing about anything you guys create. Speak of the devil, Slayheim. Hey, Class&Cool and all. Great explanation so far. So nice to listen to. Been lurking a bit. Slayheim is a great example. He is a content creator. He also does videos on Monsters and Memories. And unlike me, he makes actual edited videos and live streams. But you can get a really good idea of what Monsters and Memories is about if you go to his YouTube channel, and just like search for the ones that say Monsters and Memories, and he'll actually, there were some of the best ones that where it can really paint a picture of what the vibe is here. So if you guys get a chance, go check him out. I put it in the chat. Kuramorth said, hi, Slayheim. Jesse Lopez said, this is so cool, isn't it? Yeah, this whole thing with the development team, like sharing everything they're doing, and how like some of the people didn't know how to use Unity. They kind of just went in there and started poking around. It's kind of crazy. Jesse Lopez immediately makes me want to get more into their game. Yeah, there's definitely a level of trust with people that aren't trying to take your money versus the ones that are asking for like $1 million crowdfunded on day one. Slayam said you can really see and feel the progress. Exactly. I mean, you don't even need to go far. I can go back to my videos from 2 years ago. You know. Robert Engstrand. Good morning. Robert Engstrand is the composer of the music you're listening to right now, by the way. So like we talked about how all of the development is done like on Twitch and all this other stuff, right? Well, even the music composer, and he plays Engstrand. Why can't I spell? That's because I'm multitasking. So let me give you guys another example. So Robert Engstrand right here. So this song we're listening to right now, watch this. So he's the one that made all this music you're listening to. And he plays EverQuest. He's a chill dude. And, you know, he's in the chat hanging out. So it's like these are all just regular people creating this game from scratch, which is what makes it so special. Even the development is a vibe. Like the game is a vibe. Like we get that, right? You play the game, it's like this is a vibe. But the fact is, it's not just the game, it's the actual development team. That's a whole freaking vibe. It's crazy. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Sorry about that. So you guys kind of get the picture. So like everything from the sound design to the programming to the art, it's literally like you guys are talking about developing a game. That's exactly what happened here. You know, so if they can do it, you can do it too. So a little motivational speech. It definitely motivated me. It motivated me to get back into music design. I installed Unity, I installed Blender, I installed Unreal Engine. I started poking around with this. They definitely have that effect on people, where once you hang out with these people enough, it will kind of motivate you to go, look, even if you don't create a game and you never finish it, just getting in the process of developing stuff and just creating something your own, even if it's like an animation, it's just a good time, man, you know. So there's some, what the heck is this? 10 most brutal things Romans did to defeat it. That's okay. Yeah, so anyways, this is cool stuff. It's cool stuff. Go check them out. And they've got a lot of content. Matter of fact, and I'm gonna just play this. This is like one of their trailers that they did in 2025, and then I'm gonna get back to the game. And what's crazy is a lot of this has already been, I'm looking at these textures, I'm like, oh, that texture's already been upgraded, this has been changed. Like this is old now. This is from 2025, and compared to what you're seeing here, the game already looks different in many ways. Yeah, like see this right here? This whole globe that you're looking at here. And I promise after this I'll be done, but you guys kind of I'm blaming you guys. I go off on these tangents. So Class&Cool. Oh wow, we're breaking the fourth wall. So let's go to my oldest video ever. Okay. So this is from 2 years ago. Jeez, what a crazy looking person. My office looked so different back then. Is there a daytime shot of the city? I promise there's a reason I'm showing this. Okay. Oh man. Okay, I don't think I show it, but that dome that you saw, the yellow dome, it looks completely different now. And I don't think this is going to be a good example, so screw it. We're done. I'm sorry. I took my tangent a little bit too far. But yeah, the point is, like, when I look back to the videos of my coverage of this game from 2 years ago, it's incredible how far they've come, you know? And to all the people that are not into game development and they don't want to see like under the hood and they don't want to be a part of the development, don't worry. October of this year, they're going to go into early access. You know, I told you guys how like they've taken zero money, they're self-funded and done all this stuff. And in October, they're finally going to like soft launch into early access with only 20% of the game completed. But they didn't want to take any money for development until they had a proof of concept. So since people have already put in thousands of hours and, you know, have multiple characters and level to like level 50 and 60, I think they finally achieved their proof of concept. And in October, there's going to be a monthly sub. So no microtransactions, no box fee, nothing like that. Just $15 a month. So if you want to support them, you can do it then. And you can play as much as you want. And then you can watch the world evolve. Me personally, I'm going to make sure to get like 3 subs. So I can support them as much as possible. But I'm really excited for October because I'm telling you, like, imagine developing all this on a shoestring budget as volunteers and then finally having funding coming to you and you can be able to hire like contractors, and some of the developers that are involved right now, they're going to become full-time employees. Some of the ones are going to be part-time employees, and other people, they're just going to stay volunteers. And they're like, look, I'm not interested in working. I have a very high-paying job. I have a very good career. But I want to continue being a volunteer. And obviously those people, since they've already contributed, they're going to get some kind of like, you know, profit sharing. Obviously, they deserve every penny of whatever they're going to get for working for free for basically, you know, 3 to 4 years, depending on how long the individual has been volunteering. So it's exciting stuff. Good morning. JOP said again, thanks for all the detail. I appreciate it. I'm also a detail-oriented person. Yeah, man, I go off on these tangents, so I'm glad you appreciate it, but, you know, sometimes it might get annoying. Jesse said, at JOPTK on my phone, so won't let me message or even go to your profile, but message me. Would like to see if we can collab. Yeah, and by the way, JOP and Jesse, if you if you want to leave a comment under the video and like message each other through there, just don't hesitate, you know, because I know YouTube is kind of weird. So like if you can't do something in the chat, you can go in the comment section of the video and just like acknowledge each other and then figure out what to do from there. I'm just, you know, whatever's easier, but I just wanted to FYI. Slayheim said, good morning, Robert. Robert Engstrand said, hey, brother Slayheim. Jesse said, oh, dude, at Robert Engstrand, there's a song a few hits back that reminded me of my gaming adventures in Mabinogi. So thanks, man. Robert said, at Jesse, glad to hear, thank you. JOP said, at Jesse Lopez, Jesse emailed you. Boom, bingo, never mind. Disregard everything I just said. I'm way behind on my messages. Jesse said, JOP, got it. Kuromura said, have you picked the main yet, CNC? Have I picked the main? No. Because the class changes that are happening, that they're going to start working on, it might change what I want to play. I want to play Druid. Because, yeah, you know what? Druid is going to be my main. Like you're talking about when we go into early access. And let me be very transparent, Kuromorth. I'm excited for early access, but I'm a 1.0 launch kind of guy. You know, for like you'd think that somebody like me that's been involved with the development, like witnessing the development, I'm not involved with any kind of development, but witnessing the development of this game for all these years, you'd think that I'm excited for early access and I'm going to play on day one and I'm going to level to 60 and all this stuff. It's actually going to be the complete opposite. What I'm probably going to do is, what I may do is I may just continue making alts from level 1 to 25 or maybe 1 to 30. I don't want to reach quote-unquote max level while the game is in early access. I don't want to consume all of the content when there's only 20% of the world, which the world is already massive. But I don't want to sit there and consume content while the game is still in development. So like my main, if the game was in 1.0 launch, my main would be a Druid, because I'd want to level up my Druid. I would turn him into a taxi, so I'd start porting people around for donations, and then I'd find a couple of camps where I can farm and sell it for platinum. And then after I take the money from that Druid, I would make a Ranger, and then I would buy like a super nice bow low level. I wouldn't completely twink him, but I would twink it out enough to where it's like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit good, you know, my druid earned this stuff, so it's cool. And then I play a Ranger, but honestly, there's so many classes to choose from, and I've already tried a few of them. Now I'm starting to question everything I've ever known about like the fantasy, because there's just too many choices. Like I've played Archer and I really like it. I've played Bard and I really like it. Beastmaster, we're playing that now. And by the way, it goes over the changes for anyone curious. So they're going to be making changes to the classes soon. So what else have I tried? Obviously, I've played the Druid. I haven't tried Enchanter, Fighter, Inquisitor, Monk, Necromancer, Paladin. Somebody was asking about the Paladin earlier. Who was it? Sakagami Mai. So you were asking about the Paladin. Archetype, Warrior of Faith, Tank, Healer, and you can be a Deep Dwarf, Deep Elf, Dwarf, Gnome, Halfling, High Elf, or Human. The Paladin is a protector bound by oaths to their deity. They are frontline fighters whose divine powers flow through, not through words or spells, but through their body, their weapon, and their will. With heavy armor and shield raised, they deliver divine fervor in every strike. Their healing effects reflects the same physicality. It comes through touch and force of devotion rather than incantation, a direct transfer of divine energy that can pull any ally back from the edge in an instant. They can also turn that devotion inward, absorbing harm that would otherwise fall upon someone else. Their faith radiates outward, even when they aren't acting on it. Allies fight better in their company, and the paladin can shape the ground they fight on, creating zones of divine power that extend their influence beyond their own strikes. Against the undead and other abominations, the paladin is relentless. Where the cleric smites the dead through holy word, the paladin drives them back through direct combat and sheer divine presence. Yeah, I'm probably going to play a paladin after reading this. So defining traits: wears plate armor and shield for tanking, or wields a two-handed weapon for DPS. Divine power is expressed through melee strikes and physical contact rather than spell casting. Fast-acting emergency healer at a high mana cost, excelling at the last second save rather than sustained output. Can absorb harm intended for allies, sacrificing their own resources or health in service of others. Can consecrate the ground with distinct properties, giving them terrain control that feels physical rather than arcane. Has a passive divine aura that provides ongoing benefits to nearby allies, so it's like an aura buff. Has a strong anti-undead toolkit expressed through combat and presence. Has a distinct tanking style built around divine resilience and protection. I'm a very goody two-shoes, so like I love stuff like that. That's why I usually don't play evil races. What's changing? So this is what I was talking about, how they're like making changes to every single class and they're revamping them before early access. What's changing? So this is the latest. Anything you read about the classes, you can go through their website. It's a fun read. It's almost like having the old EQ manual where you used to sit there in the bathroom and like read in between, like whenever the servers would go down or your 56K modem is not connected to the internet because of the internet being down, and you'd sit there and go through the game manual and sit there for hours. Like you can sit here and read through all this stuff if you get bored. But here's what's changing. The paladin is gaining some distance from the cleric. Both serve the divine protector fantasy, but they're being separated at the mechanical level so they feel nothing alike in practice. Thematically, the cleric works through prayer and incantation, whereas the paladin works through physical action, touch, and presence. So in other words, they're saying, we don't want our paladin to just be a warrior cleric. The cleric uses like spell casting. The paladin does something like from their spirit, you know what I mean? From their gut. Which I like that, because traditionally when somebody says paladin, I'm like, oh, okay, so a warrior cleric. And they're saying we're trying to get away from that. Abilities that blurred these lines are being removed or reconfigured. The other shift is in healing. The paladin is becoming more distinct by using fast, mana-intensive heals as last-second saves rather than providing sustained healing. The ability to take damage on behalf of their allies reinforces this theme. Auras and consecrated ground are becoming the primary vehicle for party utility, replacing more generic buff and spell options. More physical expression of divine power through strikes, touch, and presence. More auras and consecrated ground as primary party utility. More fast mana-intensive emergency healing. More sacrifice mechanics that absorb harm on behalf of allies. More distinct tanking identity separate from the other tank classes. And then less abilities shared with or derived from the cleric. Less traditional spellcasting and incantation, and less generic utility. So, alright. I need to close this web browser or else I'm going to keep doing this crap. It's over here the last day of the playtest and I'm browsing the web with you guys. So, Sakagami, hopefully that answered your question about the Paladin. Kuromorth said that's fair. Yeah, I mean, as far as it's just hard for me to answer the question because there's just so many classes to choose from. But I'll probably, like, if it was 1.0 launch, I'd be playing a druid, you know, because I like making money. And for me, a druid is a great way to start making money. All right, let's sell. And then after this, we're going to leave town. Is there anything else to sell? Nope. And we got some wood. Let me feed the puppers. Well fed. How much money do I have? 690. So I got about 9 silver total. 2 silver plus 700 copper. So yeah, about 9. Let me get my rusted buff really quick. All right, I'll be right back. Gosh. Follow me. Follow me. Okay, there we go. Cool. And there you go. All right, I'll be right back 1 second. All right. I'm back. Perfect timing too, because it's daytime. Alright, before we leave town, because we might not come back, I have wood, I have bandages, I have everything I need. You know what? Actually, we're gonna make some bandages. Heavy cloth bandages. Let's make 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Craft. Perfect. Now we have 10 of those, and we still have plenty of cloth left over. Cool. All right, let's head out. Oh, thank goodness it's daytime. I'm so happy. Okay. Where are we going? We're gonna go to Keeper's Bite. Do I need anything from this city before I leave? I think I'm good. Yeah, I think I'm good. Yeah. Some more B-roll as I run away. Yeah, but it was kind of cool looking back at all those videos, because it really is incredible to see how different the world looks now compared to even like a year or two ago. I remember like 8 months ago when all these platforms were still empty. There was like literally no NPCs up there. There was no rigging, so meaning no chairs, no carpets, no cups, no tapestries, etc. There was like placeholder textures, you know, just crazy to see how much they've done with zero funding. And I had this like long conversation yesterday when I was talking about Clair Obscur versus Bethesda versus Crimson Desert, like Pearl Abyss. How like Pearl Abyss released Crimson Desert. It had some bugs. They fixed them in like 2 weeks. Came out with massive patches, and now it's like game of the year. Meanwhile, like Starfield came out, Bethesda game, just like all their other ones, great games, but then it takes them like a year to release bug fixes, and then they don't even fix everything, you know. Then you have, so that's like Bethesda is a AAA company backed by Microsoft, a multi-billion-dollar company. Crimson Desert is Pearl Abyss, which is a AA company. They have 1,200 employees. They made Black Desert Online, which is an amazing MMORPG, or at least it was before the microtransactions. And then you have a game of the year like Clair Obscur, which is technically 33 developers, and then they hired about 300 to 400 contractors to do various work, right? And I'm thinking Monsters and Memories would do well in imitating that kind of development style, where you have like, let's say they have 50 volunteers right now, and out of those 50 volunteers, 20 of them become full-time, right? 20 of them, I'm just theoretically saying all this stuff, so don't quote me. Let's say 20 of them become full-time devs, 10 of them become part-time devs, and then some volunteers stick around, and then everything else they just hire out contractors, you know, for each department. So like the graphics dude, he's gonna continue being the lead artist along with like 3 other artists, and then like when they have to make like 60 iterations of the same item, for example, but maybe in different types of colors and fades, like bronze, plate, tarnished, you know, whatever, they can go ahead and do that, you know. We're gonna kill this will-o-wisp instead of having like 250 devs like Ashes of Creation did, which can get really expensive. I think I did the math the other day. It was like several million It was really expensive. Oh my gosh, my pet is getting its butt kicked. Oh, I realized why. It's because he's taken all the aggro. It's my fault. Oh gosh, my pet's gonna die. Oh, no, he's not. Yeah, the way I'm playing the class is I'm making sure that I'm the tank and my pet is the DPS, and I had the taunt feature on, so they have a skill called Provoke, and it automatically taunts. So provoke your target, increasing your threat against them, aka aggro, by 25. So that's, I gotta keep that off. Burnt out lightstone. I wonder if I could find some more will-o-wisps, and ooh, I see some over here. Yo, I love the draw distance in this game because you guys can't see it, but, or maybe if you're watching on a big screen, but there's will-o-wisps right here. I think those will-o-wisps. Yo, what the heck? Is that a face? Dude. That's an actual face. Holy cannoli, dude. I've never seen this before. Dang, dude, I love this game. This is like such a vibe. So are these will-o-wisps? Waning spirit. Oh, they're red. Yeah, this is definitely not safe. This is a you're in danger moment. I definitely need to take some screenshots of this for a thumbnail later. But the lighting is not right. Alright, let's see what else we can fight. This guy. Ooh, this guy. And what about this guy? Amicably. Let's kill this guy first. Let's heal my pet. And then let's get another bear. And let's shoot him with a bow. And then we're gonna be the tank. Oh, you know what? I should have put a campfire down. Did I just waste my wood? No, I didn't. Nice. I love how the wasp breaks apart. Oh, look at my squad. Gotta take a screenshot. Got my whole squad in the building. Look at them. Look at them go. I freaking love this game. All right. Let's ooh, and there's some wood right here. Perfect. All right, so let's heal up. This is going to be our little camping spot for a little bit. Probably could have found a better spot to camp, but honestly, there's not a lot of roamers over there, so it might be the best place to like pull to, you know what I mean? So we're gonna try it out. Yeah, probably should have picked a different spot, but this should be all right. These guys are really feisty and dangerous. There's some wood right there. There's a snake here. This is a good spot. Yeah, we're gonna pull. It's cool. That's pretty far. Uh-oh, there's a wasp right there. No, it's raining. Oh, crap. And I forgot to heal up. Cool North said that's sick. Yeah, this is my first time seeing this cool looking dude. So the one thing that the reason I'm upset about the rain is because the whole point of my campfire is so I can keep my rested buff, so it gives me an XP boost. But you don't get it during the rain. The campfire doesn't have the same buff effect because obviously it's raining. This reminds me, you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of Ocarina of Time. It's that, I forgot what the name of it is, but... Oh, just taking a few screenshots, but that's really cool. So much to discover. All right. Yeah, we might need to find a different place to hunt. Shadow Wolf is yellow to me. I don't want to fight him. So there's a bunch of snakes here. All of these are blue. The Deku tree, I think it was called JOP exactly. The Deku tree. The Deku tree from Ocarina of Time. Dang, now I kind of want to go back to Night Harbor and find a group over there, but I'm actually slowly realizing that it's almost 4 in the morning. So I'll be completely honest, that's probably not going to happen. I think we've had a good play test so far, and we've accomplished a lot more than I thought I would in 2 days. I guess technically 3 days. I played once last week and then twice this week. So I might just farm a couple more will-o-wisps and then just start to ease into sleep, because that's what I'm gonna do as soon as I log off. I had a lot of family stuff to do, so I started super late. I only got home at 11:45. These will-o-wisps hit hard though. I'm assuming they're probably gonna add some more flare to the will-o-wisp instead of just this glowy stuff. You can tell they're will-o-wisps when it's nighttime, but during the daytime it's only this particle effect, which, you know, hey, it's a beta. It's the favorite statement, but ooh, no freaking way. A great lightstone. Let me see how bright this thing is. Okay, well you can't tell right now, but I'm more curious to see how much it sells for. GOP asked earlier, and now, you know, remember I was like, so it's like EverQuest? Well, there you go, greater lightstone, burnt out lightstone. I wonder where they got that idea from. GOP said, Ocarina of Time is supposed to get a remake soon, I think. Dude, I hope they do. I played Ocarina of Time with a texture pack, and it was like a 4K texture pack, and it was incredible. We're actually going to explore for a little bit before we end the night. I don't know where any of this goes. Keep in mind, all of this is unfinished, so we're just going to run in this direction. I'm assuming this takes us back into Evershade Glades, or whatever this zone's called. So let's just explore a little bit. Oh, this is the Deep Dwarf. Wait, what is Scarwood? Okay, I have no idea where we are. Look at the fog in this place, dude. This reminds me of like North Karana. Look at the light beams, dude. This is what I love about this game. It's low poly art style with high definition textures. Oh, that's a screenshot. That's a screenshot. Oh man, the low poly art style mixed with like the modern engine, you know what I mean? Like, you guys know what I'm saying. Like, GOP said, did you ever play Majora's Mask? I did. I played all those games literally when they came out. So what I used to do, and one of the reasons why I tell you guys that, like, when we're playing, it's kind of like back in the day when we used to play video games in the basement, and we'd be hanging out and playing, you know, GoldenEye, Ocarina of Time, you know, then PS1, Xbox, 360, etc. Is I used to go over to my boy's house, and he just got Ocarina of Time, but he wasn't really good at playing it. So what he said is, I just want to watch you play, right? So every single day I'd come over after school, we'd boot up Ocarina of Time, and we'd play through the whole story. He would sit there, his mom would like make tacos and quesadillas and other stuff, and I would sit there and play the game and talk with him, and he would just go on a little adventure with me, and he had such a blast and I had such a blast. So we played Ocarina of Time, and then Majora's Mask came out, so we played that too. So I was basically streaming before streaming was invented, you know, because I had my boy watching me play. Okay, that's some kind of dragon or something. Green Drake sees that you're ready to attack. Notice how the fog got way worse when we came up here. Oh, somebody gave me Speed of the Wild. I didn't know that. What is this? Timberwolf. He's red to me. Everything here is red to me. Simpler times, JOP said. Yeah, definitely simpler times. You know, one thing this is just the type of feedback I give for these kind of situations is I hope that they sprinkle in some lower level mobs in these kind of places, just so it feels less linear. One thing I loved about EverQuest is that almost every zone that you went into, sometimes you'd find really high level mobs and then really low level mobs. Are those giants? Oh, snap. Those are they like lumberjacks? Because of all these big trees chopped down? A corrupted hill giant. Yo, this is basically North Corona. That's crazy. Holy moly. You guys hear that, right? Hold on. That's terrifying. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh crap. Oh no, 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 no. Well, I didn't know that Bush had crash mechanics or whatever. That Bush, that was a Bush. It was a Bush that had, what do you call it? Not crash mechanics. The mechanics where you you run into it and you get stuck. JOP said curiosity killed the cat. 100%. Anyone spare a soul for a CR? Well, that was interesting. You guys think I can make this jump? Oh, that's so tempting. I have to do it. Collision mechanics. Thank you, JOP. Oof, that was a close one. Parkour. Who druid? Oh. I can give me a sec, I druid trainer. You. to you. Okay, cool. So a druid is gonna give me a speed buff. I gotta fix my audio now because I turned it up for the love of the game. Yeah, so that bush had collision mechanics out of nowhere. Kuromorith, did you die? I just got back from the bathroom. Yes, I trained a bunch of hill giants and then I got killed by a bush. Thank you, kind sir. Yeah, so I went into like Scarwood something, and then I decided to have them chase me because they were doing some stomping noises. So I was like, oh, this will be fun. And I was like, all right, time to run away. And I ran right into a bush, but I didn't realize the bush had collision mechanics. So instead of running through the bush, I got stuck in the bush. And yeah, and then I got like 2 shot. Good times. We're gonna go for a swim and get our corpse. And once we get our corpse, it's gonna be a good opportunity for us to say goodnight. I think we've had a pretty fun playtest. Definitely learned some new things about the Beastmaster that I was not aware of earlier. So it's definitely, and we also found out that the city of Faelindral is getting bigger. They keep adding more content. So I'm excited to see what they do with the extra space. I mean, it's already a massive city. I'm starting to think sooner or later it's going to be as big as Night Harbor. Puramorth said next time bring some bush cutters. Seriously. GOP said it even has the bees in the forest. LOL. Oh yeah, the bees. I think there's no rats. Yeah, the bees and some other things similar to like when I was playing Pantheon. It felt nice because everything felt so familiar. Like they had the bees and the rats and what else? The bats. The bats. That's a classic thing from those classic EverQuest starter zones. And they have their own level up sound, obviously, in Monsters and Memories, but I keep this on the soundboard, so prepare your ears. It's gonna be loud. But when I was playing Pantheon Rise of the Fallen for the first time, and I heard that sound, I was like, oh my gosh. They used the classic EverQuest ding sound, which was very nostalgic. Here they have a completely different sound, but you know, I still keep it around, so every time I level up, I hit that. Alright, we're gonna drag our corpse, so let's see, drag corpse, let's add it to, actually we don't need to add it to a hotbar. And that's one of the reasons why I'm going to be playing a druid too, is because I want to be able to teleport, gate, and do all that other fun stuff once I go into early access. Make sure nothing kills me. So we went left at the fork in the road. I haven't tried Pantheon yet. Me and my dad are going to try playing it later this week together. Cool, man. I hope you enjoy it. I had a really good time playing Pantheon when it first launched. As soon as it launched into early access, I was playing it, and I think I put in like 300-400 hours, something like that. But I walked away because I was like, okay, like for me, it was like I was testing the game. I wanted to wait until it was finished, so I haven't come back since, but in the time I did spend in Pantheon, I had a great time, you know, so there's obviously constructive feedback I have for that game, but, you know, I don't really get involved in those conversations that much. And honestly, my only feedback is like, I want to wait until the world is more fleshed out. You know, for me, what's really important to me is the hub cities, like the Freeports, the Kelethins, the Nariaks. When there's a lack of cities that I can call home, it makes it hard for me to enjoy the leveling adventure. Because after a long day of grinding and grouping and crafting and doing a whole bunch of other stuff, I like to come home to my home city and, you know, sell my loot and craft and meet up with my boys, etc. And I'm not saying there's not like places you can do that, but you don't have like a massive city like Freeport, for example. The equivalent of that would be like Thronefast, but that's the only thing for me. Besides that, I do plan on coming back. Where's the evil bush? Oh, it's not a bush. It's a freaking... It was a tree. But yeah, I'm not going to say anything else because, you know, I want you to have your own experience. Oh, I'm stuck again. Oh no! Crap. Oh crap. And it's about to be nighttime. Oh, this is bad. This is so bad. This is terrible. This is terrible. And I don't have a torch or anything to be able to see what's going on. Yeah, but anyways, Pantheon's a good game. By the way, kudos to you, man. That's awesome that you get to play that with your pops. Don't die again, GOP said. No, seriously, I'm not trying to. That's... And why does it have to be nighttime? Why does it have to get dark right now? And it better not be like Kithakor Forest, where like at nighttime all the mobs get like extra angry. Oh my gosh, this is so bad. It's a good thing too that the playtest is coming to an end, because if I really wanted to be lazy, I can be like, well folks, there you have it. We're just gonna stop right there. I'll see you on the next playtest. Wait, did I miss a turn somewhere? No, this is the fork in the road. Okay. Oh, and you know what? I just realized Scarwood, this zone, I remember they made this zone with the community. So they were on Twitch, and I think they were planning out the ideas for this zone, and I think they sketched it out like with the team. Oh, look at those will-o-wisps. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted. Oh, this is so terrible. This is terrible. Okay. All right. JOP said my dad and I played EQ1 together too. He was an enchanter and I was a warrior. Dang, dude, that's amazing. That really is amazing. My son just turned 13, and although I didn't get him into EverQuest yet, I got him his first laptop, and I'm gonna be getting him involved with Monsters and Memories. So, oh, is the moon out? Oh, look at the sky. Yeah, so anyways, they developed this zone with the community, like the sketching, everything. Everything is a work in progress, obviously. They got to put polish and other stuff, but it's still cool that the community basically put all its input. So everything that's killing me right now, I have to blame the community. Thank you for getting me killed. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. And the worst part is all their nameplates, because it's dark, you can't really see the nameplates until you get close. Like, notice how this wolf, notice how he doesn't have a nameplate. Look how close I have to get to him before I see his nameplate. See, there you go. I have to be almost on top of him because it's dark. And that snake was blending with the grass. My dad and I played EQ. My daughter is 16. We used to play games together when she was younger, but she's at that phase now where I am annoying and just wants to play Roblox. She will come around, I'm sure. Oh, they always do. We just got to keep loving on them and being that person that they can trust. JOP said, enjoy time with your son. He will recall it fondly, I'm sure. Yeah, man. It's very special. Okay. We really got to pay attention. Just like the classic days, literally trying to con everything I see. Dude, there's no way I can see a snake in all this. Okay, the bears are cool, the wolves are cool, but I can't see the snake. Wait, whoa. Okay, maybe we should just go for it. Corpse is too far to drag. No. I mean, I could make a run for it. Oh no, where's my corpse? Oh god. Oh god. Oh no. Well, boys, like I said, it's been fun. even my pet has had enough. Oh, it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. We'll get it next time. I'm gonna need to have stop by the inn after that. What a way to end the night, exactly. And the funny thing is, at the beginning of the stream, I was talking about how, oh, you don't like death penalties? You don't like dragging your corpse? Well, how about this? Didn't you know that death is optional? You don't need to die in these games. You can level from 1 to 60 and never die once. Alright guys, I had fun. You know, this playtest has been very productive. The boys in development, they're doing a great job. Let's see, time to say my goodbyes. Alright, going from the top of the list, JOP, T5K, thank you for hanging out, man. Good luck on your project. I'm excited to hear more about it. You as well, Jesse to Lopez. Great hanging out with you. Thanks for the conversation. Also, good luck with what you're working on. And honestly, I'm excited to learn more about it as things develop. Kuramorith, thank you for hanging out. You shouldn't have. you know what I'm talking about. But I'll make sure to add your name, so thank you, brother, for that. Robert Engstrand, thank you for hanging out. Wonderful having you here. Have a wonderful morning where you're at. Sakagami, hope you get a chance to play the Paladin one day, so I think you'll have a blast. El Perro Blanco too, thank you for hanging out. Always great to see you. Adrian, thanks for hanging out, brother. Country Boy, thank you for sending me that. I'm gonna make sure that I respond. Classic EverQuest, thanks for hanging out. And by the way, you guys can go check out at Classic EverQuest. He's got a great YouTube channel. Dan Molina, cheers. Always a pleasure to see you. Viridian Ghost, thanks for hanging out. Yukator, appreciate seeing you, brother. Jenya Pueden, hello to you. And last but not least, Slayheim. Thank you for all of your content and all the things you do. And make sure you guys go check out Slayheim as well. And then right here, these are all you crazy people that decided to become members of the channel. You don't have to do that. I've said it a dozen times, but it's appreciated. Have a great night. If you still have time, 1 p.m. Eastern this Sunday, which is today, is when the playtest ends. To get more information about this game, you can go to their Discord, but the best place to start is monstersandmemories.com. Not affiliated with them, but I hope you guys have a great time, and until next time, peace.